In our last video, we kicked off our project by buying an Apple Extended Keyboard 2. In today's video, we're going to unbox, clean, and retrobrite this bad boy. Alright, so it arrived, and here, let's get a first look at this keyboard. So, let's try cutting here. Okay, that'll give us a head start rip. Ooh, priority mail. That's nice. Thanks, Dad, the Lego Maniac. So, what
I respect the use of free packaging material.
So, what should we expect in this package?
I think it's just the keyboard. I don't think there's a cable or anything.
Bubble wrap. Ooh, it's very giant. Ooh, that is very clunky. Oh my goodness, this is not as giant as I expected. But that's nice though. There is a button on B and K instead of F and J.
Yep.
That used to be like the thing, or like what was?
I don't know. Apple did that. When I made mine the last time, I swapped K and J and D and F, so it was A, S, F, D, so that the dots would be in the right spot. It's not too loud.
It's nice though.
It's not too loud. Okay, so we've got the keyboard here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to retrobrite this top and the bottom. And then we're going to work on cleaning the insides because we don't need to retrobrite the keys as we already talked about. The only key we need to retrobrite is this.
Okay.
So the first thing to do, the only screw holding it together is this one. And it's a regular Phillips head. So let's get a Phillips head. There you go, this is a good one. And you go ahead and take that out. Okay, let's put that in this bag so we remember where it is. Next, we're going to use a guitar pick to kind of shove it in between these two. If you look here, can you see? I don't know, I can't see it really on the camera, but as you separate this here, there are little tabs all in between here. So go ahead and put it in there, shove it in. Okay, you see how it's there? We've got this little prying tool as well. We're going to use to gently, and see how let's do it in reverse so that we can see on the camera. So we're going to put that in there again.
Like that?
Okay, yep, exactly. That gives me enough room to put this in there. You see I'm pulling that up. I'm going to do it again down here. And you know what? Stick your pick in between this tab and so it doesn't get pulled back in. And then when I go here, oh, now we got a corner out. Put our finger in there. Here, you go ahead and gently pry that down, just like that.
Like that?
Push down, and as you're pushing down, you're rotating. Do it a little bit more. Do it again. There it is.
Wow.
All right, now we're gonna separate, and there's nothing holding this. Now, what's cool about this is now you can see the color of the inside compared to the outside. So now that's pretty dramatic. So we're looking to get that color beige.
Okay.
There. The insides are on this, they're all on this metal tray here, and underneath the metal tray is a circuit board.
Yeah.
And they're all held in with these little tabs right here. And I just realized the washing machine is going. I'm probably gonna be able to hear that. That's okay. All we have to do now is kind of gently, very gently, lean this tab back. You lean that one back, I'll lean this one back. Pull back on that tab just a little bit.
Oh, mine's loose.
Mine's loose as well. Let's put it in. Oh, nothing. Okay, you gotta do it again for the circuit board.
So.
Yeah, pull with your fingernail back on the, there we go.
Wow, look at that.
And down here, something maybe?
Oh, geez.
Oh, okay, and see these, okay, careful, we're not gonna lean too much. I'm gonna pull this way. And you know what that is actually? What's really cool about the way this is assembled is that these holes here,
Yeah.
this is the rubber feet for the keyboard.
Oh.
And so the rubber feet for the keyboard are held in by the circuit board. The whole thing is kind of held together. It holds itself together in a really cool way. And we don't want or need to retrobrite this. So that gets set aside. Okay. And again, here's our back. Now, here on our back, we want to remove this spring. This spring is what allows you to. You're supposed to slide this thing across.
It's all jammed.
It's like jammed up. We got to figure out why it's so jammed up. But probably good cleaning will help. So you take this spring out, and I'm going to retrobrite that. And on the bottom of these are a couple of pieces of rubber feet, and they just see if you can pick that one out. Yep, almost gotta just pull.
Easiest pie.
Yep, you're just kind of stuck in
Pumpkin
there.
pie, that is. I love that.
All right. Well, if these stickers survive, they survive. If not, we know it's an Apple keyboard, so we're good. Okay, we're gonna go wash these and come right back, and we'll start the retrobrite process. Okay, before we wash it, I remembered. Now is a good time to pop this Apple logo out. If you forget and you retrobrite it with the Apple logo on it, it ruins it. Ask me how I know. So you see that little hole there?
Mm-hmm.
Just take that pin, jab it in there, and give some firm pressure down. There it goes. There's a little glue, and a little tiny Apple logo came out.
That's cute.
Yeah. Okay, so we're here. Now we have our keyboard in the retrobrite tank. TM. So there's foil underneath it. That does a couple of things. Number one, it kind of reflects the light around. Make sure it gets kind of evenly lit. And also it helps to heat things up. Okay, so now we've cleaned and we're retrobriting as we speak. So we just need to clean the circuit board and just get the grime off. This is where most of the dirt was. So what do you think the next step is?
Maybe you should take off the keys?
I think you're right about that.
One hour later.
What do you think?
I think it did an amazing job. Like this key said, help, I'm darker than this.
Yeah, so now the dirty keys are actually darker than the beige of the case. So this was just 1 hour, and we did 40 volume clear hydrogen peroxide, thank you, that's the word. And we did that for an hour, but we diluted it with over a gallon of water, so about 4 to 1, and let it sit for an hour because the sun was going down. And you know what? I think it's good enough, especially for the bottom. Tomorrow we'll hit the top with like 2 hours, and I'll do it when the sun is directly overhead. Okay, so we just saw that the keycaps are pretty gross themselves. So do you know how we're gonna clean it?
We use this stuff.
Yeah, so these are like denture, or like if you have like a Invisalign or something like that, you put them in there overnight. So we're gonna go extra crazy with it and do 2.
Invisalign is not the sponsor of this video.
No, they're not.
We don't have any sponsor.
Definitely not sponsored by Halls either. So you put 2 in there, and then we get the lid.
It's looking blue.
Yeah, it is. Your keys are gonna smell minty fresh.
My keys use mouthwash.
All right, so we're gonna clean now with compressed air. Now we've got blew off most of it with air, and now we're gonna take this toothbrush that I do not use to brush my teeth. We're just gonna brush it like that. So just do that, what I just did.
So after we cleaned the keyboard's insides with compressed air and a spare toothbrush dipped in rubbing alcohol, the insides were pretty much ready. The next day, we retrobrited the top and the spacebar of the keyboard. The funny thing is, when we had it in the tank, we couldn't tell if it was working, so we left it in there for like 3 hours and had to keep moving it around our street to keep it out of the shadows our neighbors' houses were casting. Stay tuned for part 3, when we bring the whole thing together.